Hello everybody, what's up? Central Kennedy here, CR Wrestling Commentary, and today I'll be giving my thoughts on AEW's Battle of the Belts 2. And I haven't done a commentary in a while. The things I do want to talk about, fandom memories and stuff like that, but I actually bogged myself down in too much stuff. Okay, so this is usually the point where everybody clicks off anyway. So, here's the thing. I watched this, and there's promise, but it will never fulfill the promise. When it comes to saying they're the greatest wrestlers and the best performers, it's fraudulent. I'm just going to be straight up with you. It's fraudulent. All right, look. Let's just start with the first match. I'm not going through this little by little. I'm just going to be blanketed, but you can watch this, and you can watch someone on Twitter that AEW keeps trying to shut down. So, let's start with Scorpio Sky versus Sammy Guevara. This is for the TNT or TBS or AEW, some title. I can't remember. I'm just put it like this. I put more respect in that memory than they did the match. It's just, TNT championship, TBS championship. I don't know, but either way, it's just botches. Look, Scorpio Sky, he didn't mess up. He was flawless. He got his craft down, but Sammy Guevara, he's got a straight up douche face. And he tries to move 1,000 miles a minute. He's trying to hit all the big moves and not trying to really focus on quality. He wants the quantity, but there's no quality with it. So, let's just go to the major crash and burn, okay? Because there was a lot of stuff in this, a lot, and he does a diving shooting star press body block to hit Scorpio. He hit and slammed his face and chest on the floor. See, when you sell a move, that means they did the move and they hurt. But see, that's the problem with the indie mindset. Correct me if I'm wrong. The indie mindset, and you can watch every match you want, they sell the move, but they don't sell the match. They sell the move, but they don't sell the match. When you sell the move, you take the move, you're hurt, you ride a little bit, you get to the next spot where you're not so hurt, and you take the next move or bump, and you sell that. When you sell the match, that's when you are hurting as long as the match is going. It shows a whittle down, a wear down, a breakdown of your defense, of your stamina. It exploits your pain tolerance. Eventually, match is over. That's when you sell the match. Your leg shouldn't hurt. Dragon screw, your leg shouldn't hurt for about 3 moves. It should hurt almost the whole match, depending on how long that match is. You might be able to come back, walk normal and whatnot, but then go back to the leg, it should be a little worse than the first. Sammy dives, slams his body on the floor, and pops up like nothing is wrong. However, if they hit the move, usually they hit the move and do well, then they sell the move. Like, example, superplex. Okay? Pop right up. Avalanche, superplex. Pop right up. Then you've got those that do a drop kick. The other person's already been hurt. They do the drop kick and they lay there and roll around like, I can't take this damage anymore. They hit the punch. They go back and forth with the exchange. Both of them fall out. Both of them writhing or selling really well until they pop up. But they miss a move. Let's say a moonsault off the guardrail onto the floor, onto the opponent. They nick the opponent, slam their face on the floor, and get up like, yeah. They're selling the wrong merchandise. You know, you're supposed to be selling, you know, if you were at a store, you're supposed to be selling the lamp to the customer, not selling the customer to the lamp. They got it mixed up. Sammy Guevara does a double jump top rope drop kick and just miss. It was terrible. And Scorpio Sky, being the professional, but not an old school professional, he sells the damn move when he should have been like, well, you missed, my turn. And then ultimately this match comes to an end when because he's being a jerk off the whole time. But now he lands the low blow, rolls Scorpio Sky up, and he defeats him. It seems that Sammy Guevara is the one they chose to defeat all of the better people. You know, once Miro got out of his slump, then he's able to lose to Sammy. Just odd. It's just reversed. So, it's just meaningless. So let's get to the next one. And this is for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Champion Jonathan Gresham defending against Dalton Castle. Professionals, they know what they're doing. Except, Cedric noticed it just a click before I did, that it's a much larger ring than they're used to. So some of their moves and timing was thrown off. I think they are working almost in a 20 by 20 ring, I would say. And I think Ring of Honor is like 18 by 18 or 16 by 16. I think that's the difference. Smallest ring I've ever seen, 12 by 12, and that's brutal looking. It's brutal. But yeah, they did everything right. No issues. Not one. Professional. They should have been the main event. I thought it would be the main event when I was like, well, that match? Well, that's going to be main event because they're the only ones that know what they're doing. That was my initial thought. And then after seeing the show, I'm like, they needed to be the main event. You know, but at the end, Jonathan Gresham won with a wicked octopus stretch. You know, I'm glad Excalibur called it the Manja Gatame. You know, that's Antonio Inoki, how he referred to it as. I don't know if anyone referred to it before him or outside of him first, but I'm used to what Inoki had dubbed it. I know they had his boys back, the original boys who bulked up. They got some size. Cedric had taken notice to that. And I was like, those are the boys? She's like, those are the original boys. Oh, okay, cool. Dalton got his original intro back, but he's missing the music. He's missing the music. It was set it off. That music means a lot because that's how we were introduced to him. And also, the music is hype. I couldn't even hear his music over the crowd in this. It's so subtle, so tame, so lo-fi club style. It needs to be up, you know. That's why his original music, you know, Dalton Wants It All. That's what they renamed it. That's what they need. But that was a great match. Enjoyed it a lot. They didn't show up like they really could, but they won't try to either. They did exactly what they needed to do, and they went home. Then we get to the main event, the final match. Okay, women's champion Thunder Rosa versus the native beast Nyla Rose. And I'll be honest with you, I'm thinking they were so panicked from what they saw with Sky and Guevara that they certainly didn't want to screw up like they did. It was they weren't going 1,000 miles a minute. No, they was going a mile an hour. Them girls did things slow. You could see Nyla Rose just pre-setting herself up for takedowns and hurricanranas and trips. You can see Thunder Rosa taking her time to get into the move and execute the move. It was steady. it was at an almost snail's pace because they were too afraid of making a mistake. You know, if you watch the match and you could ump it by not double the speed, but I would say 0.3. At 0.3, then it would go smoothly. But here's the thing. Did I see Nyla Rose as a threat? No. Thunder Rosa just got the belt. It's her first or second defense. It would be dumb to take it off of her. I know people get tired of seeing champions last, you know, for more than a month. But at the same time, how can you gain prestige if the title changes hands every single match? You know, look at WWEF's and WWE's hardcore title. It changed hands so much. It became the who's going to do what. It was not the title that people wanted to see defended. It was the antics of defending it. He killed the title, just decimated it. And with Thunder Rosa versus Nyla Rose has been beaten by everyone. She got beat by Riho decisively twice. She's not a threat. She's been champion, but for the blink of an eye. She's by and large, in terms of star power, Nyla Rose should be their go-to girl. It should literally be Nyla Rose, dominant women's champion, Jade Cargill, women's TBS champion, and they just hold it for a while, and one can go for the other. But see, which one's more important? Neither. They just happen to meet. It's a tournament. They happen to meet. It ends in a draw or a double DQ or something where neither is stronger than the other. And you don't try to settle it. You leave it alone. They're heels. You know, you might even see the heels congratulate each other. Like, look, that was a good match, you know. You went to the eyes. Respect. Throw that out there. You know. These are things that can be done. But this match here? No. It just looked extremely cooperative. I mean, you could almost write down on paper like, okay, I will do this and you will do that. And then it will be done. It is the way. That's what it looked like. It looked like dance steps in a wrestling ring. It was brutal. It was terrible. I'm glad both girls are safe. I'm glad that neither one is hurt. They didn't jack things up too much. Nyla Rose, at one of the finishes, just her beast bomb, she could have just nailed that immediately. But no, she has to grab Rosa, pick her up, and legitimately hoist her up over her head. It didn't look like Thunder Rosa countered or escaped or anything. She just, I'm going to do this so you can do something else. And then when it comes to the finish with the Hurricanrana Infiltrator, it was Rose off the ropes and Nyla kneeling down with her arms in the scoop position. Here we go. I'm ready. And Rosa just, goes in, gets hoisted, slowly does the Frankensteiner, Hurricanrana, grabs both legs forward for the Infiltrator, and it's the slowest 3 count I've ever seen. I'm like, Nyla could have played solitary before kicking out, but she didn't. She got pinned, and then needlessly, pointlessly, did Thunder Rosa leave the ring like there was going to be some ass whooping afterwards when there probably shouldn't have been or wouldn't have been. And she goes out, climbs over the railing, and now she's a champion of the people. They can get that screenshot and use it. She's a champion of the people. And the entire time of the match, listen to Excalibur trying to get his voice clips so whenever they do some kind of montage vignette thing, you can hear his voice, revving up at that moment. I'm like, man, just call the match. You know, he's looking for his moment. Just call the match. Just call it. If you listen to Excalibur on Dark, whenever he does commentary for AEW Dark, it's great. It's him and Taz. They are a phenomenal team. I like them. You know, Dark commentary is awesome. TV commentary bites. It chews like a T-Rex. It is not cool. So those are my thoughts on this. And hey, share what, if you like it, you disagree, let me know. But the AEW Battle of the Belts 2, they need to quit this. You know, I know how I would do it. And I would have had all belts. And it wouldn't have been this soon. And I certainly would have done it for like a summer series or something. I would have done something special. If I'm going to do a all title match and it's just like this, all the stuff. Yeah, I would have done it a lot different. I might not even do it the way I just said. I might do something where it's a tournament of champions. Or it might be tournaments for champions for the summer series. And then, you know, the winner gets the title shot at that respective champion, that championship, and do that for the summer. You know, have a couple of, I mean, you got what? 12 weeks, roughly thereof, for actual summertime. More like 16 weeks for how it's hot. But still, you got plenty of time for tournaments and then see who's going to be champion. It's easy. It's a no-brainer. But, yep, I'm out. This is Cedric, candidate for CR Wrestling Commentary. Thoughts on AEW's Battle of the Belts 2. Hey, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Leave a comment, whether you agree, disagree, you know, your thoughts. If you don't like what I had to say, it's all good. You know, I welcome it. With that said, y'all take care and see you next time.